Hi there, and welcome to This Week in Screen. This is your number one stop for all things relating to movies, TV shows, and screen. I am Maheski, and this is going to be a weekly upload on the Maheski channel. Every week, I will be joined by Lt and Shmeb. You can find both of their channels in the description below. We each have our own things that we want to talk about, and we feel as though this is a great opportunity for you guys to get to know us and what we're all about, because we absolutely love movies. Now, obviously, everything we say is just things we've found online, so take it all with a little grain of salt. We can't be right every time, and we probably won't be. But without further ado, here is Lieutenant Wheat with the news.
Yes, thank you, Maheski. This week in movie news, we have the long-awaited release of The Monkey, and at long last, a trailer for the long-awaited remake of the Disney classic Snow White. The trailer featured clips side by side from the original animated movie and the new cinematic trailer. I'll be honest, I don't think these remakes needed. No need for them at all. Nothing wrong with the originals. It's just a money grab. I think it's going to be a waste of time, but we'll see how it goes. So, putting aside the Snow White teaser, which did reconfirm the release date by the way, we have finally got a behind the scenes look into Daredevil Born Again. This has excited long-term Marvel fans, and the release of this film has the potential to provide the desaturated Marvel universe with a much needed revival. We have also received a Characters Reborn featurette, which showcased the actors stepping back into their roles and what kind of views they had getting back into their old characters. I will now be passing you over to Shmeb, who will be telling you all about the new Avatar movie and show.
Hello, this is Sam's Newsroom, and I'm Sam. In this little area of my discussion, I'm going to be talking about the brand new announced Avatar project, Avatar 7 Havens. Now, this is going to follow, well, The Legend of Korra, so it will follow the events, I assume, along with everything new, but like all Avatars, let's face it, most of the old characters will be dead, so it's a completely fresh take. However, what's unique about this story is it won't be the typical Avatar story. Instead of being humanity's saviour, the Avatar is seen as humanity's destroyer. Now, what I am really excited about is the fact that in this fact, why did I say that? But the fact is, this is being created by the original creators of Avatar The Last Airbender, Michael Dante DiMatteo, and I'm not sure about the other guy, but let's face it, we don't need to, it's Avatar for goodness sake. And they're taking what was an old story and giving it a completely fresh spin. Now, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but Legend of Korra was pretty damn good, even if, albeit it wasn't as good as the original for me. But I think the fact that we're getting the old creators on an Avatar project is good enough to say it's going to be something special, especially given the context of it. Now, that's not all for Avatar fans, as we're getting also an Avatar, I believe, spin-off, probably be the best way of putting it, of an aged up Aang. Now, I'm not too sure of the specifics of it because it's only just been announced, but let's just say, I think it's fair to say it'll be fun.
Thank you, Simply Shmeb. During a recent interview, Hollywood superstar Andy Serkis told fans that Matt Reeves had revealed the plot of the long-awaited Batman Part 2 to him. He didn't give us any information, unfortunately. He did, however, quote, "I know there's a huge appetite, and boy, I'm as hungry for it as all you are." We recently got a new teaser image for the new Christopher Nolan movie based on its written namesake, The Odyssey, which is based on the works of Homer. The teaser image gave us a look at Matt Damon, the titular character of Odysseus, wearing what Maheski would describe as historically inaccurate armour. Matt Damon isn't the only big Hollywood star in this movie though, as its incredibly stacked cast consists of Tom Holland, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o, John Bernthal, Maya Goth, Elliot Page, Charlize Theron, Himesh Patel, Corey Hawkins, Benny Safdie, and John Leguizamo.
Lieutenant? Well, I suppose I should get on with the show section. Suits LA premiered this week with an average Rotten Tomatoes score of just 36%. It has a cast featuring Stephen Amell, Lex Scott Davis, and Scott McDermott. And the new Pixar show Win or Lose premiered on the 19th with a Metascore of 68 and an IMDb rating of 7.3. The first season is going to consist of 8 episodes and features actors such as Josh Thompson and Josh Forte. 2 Joshes. Nice. And to conclude my TV news section, I will be talking about the 3rd season of hit Amazon superhero TV show Invincible. It looks as though the 3rd season is gearing up towards 2 pivotal comic events, with the and the battle between Mark Grayson and the Towering Conquest. Each episode seems to maintain the show's high ratings, and as a personal fan, I can tell you that it holds absolutely nothing back.
Ladies and gentlemen, for this week in releases, we've been blessed with yet another insight into the strange, dark, mysterious, and sometimes questionable mind of Stephen King. With thanks to the release of The Monkey. Now, I'm probably not pointing at anything here, but I like to think there's a picture in my hand. But yeah, I'm excited for this film, not only because of the cast, which consists of Theo James, Sarah Levy, and Elijah Wood, or the fact that it's directed by Oz Perkins, which, even though I'm not too familiar with his movies, I've given him a little bit of a look and he seems pretty solid, all things considered. But what I am excited for, the entire film follows the plot of the secondary antagonist from Toy Story 3. And now, if you were a child and experienced that absolute terrifying monstrosity in cinema, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say he was scary. So this film will be scary, or at the very least amusing. I mean, after all, it's about a wind-up toy monkey killing people, so why wouldn't it be fun? In other news, it's generally come out to above average scores, from the lowest about 60% to the highest being about 70%, which I like to think is pretty damn good considering it's, well, the run-of-the-mill horror film. And it winds in about the usual time frame of an hour and 38 minutes, I believe. So, easy watch, easy listenings, and I take it if you're in for a good time, it'll be one hell of a ride. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else in between, this brings me to another recent release. Now, I've got my notes here because I need to recap myself on this because, to be honest, it sounds a little bit, well, insane. I was going to say something else, but this is YouTube. Keep it PG, they said. Star Wars superstar Daisy Ridley features in a brand new movie called The Cleaner. And this is directed by Martin Chappell, who directed the James Bond classic Casino Royale. Isn't that something? It's amazing. Well, you see, this film follows ex-Special Armed Forces officer, aka Daisy Ridley, and she, for whatever reason, is now a window cleaner. I can let that go, but what does she do? Batman has the Joker. Iron Man has the Mandarin. Daisy Ridley has radical activists. You can't make this up. Now, as another recent release, we have been gifted, or at least I hope we've been gifted, but considering what I'm about to say, most likely haven't been gifted, but instead dealt with the release of the Comeback Trail. Now, this film sounds incredible just on the cast alone, consisting of absolute golden age veterans such as Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, and Tommy Lee Jones. So you'd think, spectacular, getting a stacked casting, we can bring back Hollywood right to its old prime of the 70s, a fine Oscar-winning movie right around the corner, something that can get everybody into a cinema, something that can get everybody enthralled. It's back to the days of Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, and so much more. But no. Instead, we've been gifted a film that tries too hard to be a Golden Age series film when, from reviews so far, it's been made out to be at best an average Big Mac at an average McDonald's. Now, I don't like to judge, but at the end of the day, if life's a cup of coffee, I want my cup of coffee to be good. And this film, though it might be made with the finest aged beans in all the land, clearly ain't that good.
Over here at the TWIS team, we have decided to talk about what we have been watching each week, as we feel like this will let you guys get to know us a little bit better, maybe trust us a little bit more. So I'm going to start this off, and then we're going to cut to Shmeb and Lieutenant Wheat. For me personally, I have been absolutely hooked on the third season of Invincible. As a long-time viewer of the show, I can confirm that it is just as amazing as season 1. Everything is leading towards that perfect ending that every comic fan knows we're going to get, but I'm not going to say here because I really don't want to spoil it. However, a song from that I have been absolutely in love with is Your Man by Joji. It is the perfect theme for what it accompanies in the show, which once again, I'm not going to spoil, but you guys should absolutely go and check that out.
Now, this is the part of the show that I'm certain Jake's already explained, is where we recommend something that would be our top film or song of the week. So, for me, I'm going to have to go with an absolute classic, because I watched it the first time yesterday in about 2 years, and that was Shrek 2. Now, I'll keep this brief, because if you, in this channel, I assume you understand films, and I assume if you grew up between the 90s to mid to late 2000s, you'll have seen Shrek 2. It is, still to this day, one of the most fantastic love films I've ever watched, and probably still one of DreamWorks' top 3, I'd say. With villains like the Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming perfectly playing off the cast, it's setting up these perfect plot lines and summaries that will all lead into future films, along with just introducing new characters such as Puss in Boots, not only so effectively, but so damn well, that you can't help but just love it. There's so many beautiful musical scores that just have you wanting to dance, want to sing, want to scream, and all I can say to it is, it's just beautiful. Now, out of all the songs in the film that I'd honestly recommend, for me, it's got to be Accidentally in Love, and that's about all I have to say. If you enjoy a family movie, if you enjoy a good laugh, and if you enjoy a bit of a love story, watch Shrek 2.
This week I have been rewatching Ted Lasso, the Apple TV original. I am absolutely obsessed with this show. It's so good. I quote it all the time. Brilliant. Definitely worth a watch. And the song featured in season 2, episode 5 is She's a Rainbow. Beautiful scene, beautiful message behind it. Give it a watch.
All we have for you this week, but if you enjoyed this and want to see more, then by all means hit that subscribe button, and as always, stay classy, film fanatics.